Welcome to Badly Written Boy, a reciting of my teenage years and my 20s, now as a 40-something. How do I remember all these things? I wrote it all down in a diary. Badly. Enduring with me on this retrospective, cringeworthy experience is my wife, who has never read my diaries. So ladylike. The smell lingers. How's it going, goodly written girl?
Better than you, badly written boy.
I don't think so.
Well,
You know
I got
why?
promoted for being so goodly written. And what has happened to you?
Well, I got to see Paul McCartney.
I mean, if we're talking about excitement on a scale of 1 to 10, that probably gets you about a 1.5 from me. Whereas promotion for being goodly written is like a 9.5. What does Paul McCartney give you, like, for the rest of your life?
Memories.
Okay, what can you do with those memories? Can they buy me dinner?
You had to be there. You'll never understand.
Clearly.
No. You know that joy that you get when you see the Backstreet Boys?
Why do you emphasise it that way? It's the Backstreet Boys, not the Backstreet Boy. How did you say it again?
Backstreet Boys.
No, you didn't say it like that. You emphasised it really weird.
Did I?
Yeah, like the Backstreet Boys. It's the Backstreet Boys. And yes, it's because they are genuinely excellent.
Are you trying to say that Backstreet Boys are better than Sir Paul McCartney?
If we're talking about production value, if we're talking about harmonies, if we're talking about songs that give you massive nostalgia and make you get out of your seat and want to dance, yes. Yes, I am. I couldn't even think of a single song that Paul McCartney wrote or sang.
I'd like to put an advertisement out. We're looking for a new member for the podcast to replace Jess.
Mark has terrible taste. Okay.
I have terrible taste.
Name me a Backstreet Boys song.
No.
Oh, don't even pretend that you don't know.
Are
Yeah, you do. Like, you know at least 5 of them and you sing and dance to them, so stop trying to be cool for you podcast people.
Right.
Whereas when you ask me to sing Paul McCartney, and I know songs and I always know the lyrics. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song. That's it, isn't it? My record for having the best lyrical retention is intact.
Well, I don't know. It kind of rips to shreds your argument that you didn't know any.
No, I don't know very many, but I reckon you know the entire Backstreet Boys back catalogue.
No, that is totally false.
It's not false. It is not. You know, Backstreet's back, all right.
Well, we're starting May with someone else's concert. Philippe, my French housemate.
That was a nice segue.
It was.
Very nice.
He was very good. He did a duet amongst other combinations with his choir and 2 other groups.
Was this the French opera singer guy that used to sing the Neighbours theme tune?
No. So he would sing during the evening episode of Neighbours.
Right, okay.
And it used to piss everyone off. And he didn't quite grasp
What is it
the
about,
importance of Neighbours at the time.
But what is it about uni students and Neighbours?
Well, there wasn't much else on.
I guess so. This was the days before, like, record and stream stuff.
I think YouTube was around, but I don't think there was much.
Well, the internet was just so slow. Like, there wasn't any point watching anything.
I hadn't been into a church for a while, but was happy to pay to see this performance, which included some Disney classics.
Ooh, yes.
We decided to go to Pop-Tarts, and it turned out to be a crazy night. We drank a lot from the start, and we were jolly by the time we got into Pop-Tarts. After I had a kebab on the way back, and Matt found this random house party which we terrorised uninvited for a short period. Then on the way back, Matt fell over a bin. I was disappointed not to have slept in my own bed last night. I take
it wasn't a girl's bed that you slept in, otherwise it might not be disappointment.
One of Chris's mates had been robbed and he'd allowed 2 of his housemates to sleep at ours, one of which slept in my bed. I slept on the couch, which was cold and lumpy. Again today, I wasn't really bothered with doing any work. There's a shocker.
I know.
At least I'm consistent. I was quite hungover too. I graced the toilet with 2 days' worth of kebabs before stocking up on some healthier food.
Kebab with salad.
Kebab with salad.
Healthy green. There were several things I need to do today, and for a moment it looked like turning nasty. I really needed to make some progress with the essay, and despite arriving at uni a little nearer lunchtime than I would have liked, I managed to do some. I also pilfered Chris's copy of the Philip Booth reference book that is so useful. I was expecting an abusive text message at some stage demanding it back, but as it turned out, he didn't mind. It did not stop me from convincing myself that the abrupt disappearance of my minidisc player was down to a sly eye for an eye retaliation by Chris. Minidiscs. They never caught on.
No, they were only around for a couple of years.
Yeah, and then they just disappeared into the abyss.
They were a bit better than CD players, but...
My dad had like a home minidisc player. Like not a portable one, like a big one that went under the TV. I thought it was amongst my uni stuff in Studio 5 and had a bit of a fluster when it did not turn up. It was actually in my denim jacket pocket in the house.
That's me.
Which is so typical of me.
Yep.
You still do Mark looks. I was suffocated with boredom for much of an afternoon. Lecture for the ethics and theory and planning module, which is a load of bollocks really. After the lecture, I sought digipics of current work to paste onto my CV, and then I went home. I went swimming in the evening, but seemed a bit heavy. Once home again...
From the kebabs.
Probably. Hey, you had salad, remember?
Yeah.
Healthy.
Buoyancy.
Once home again, I made a fat curry and watched Donnie Darko with a bemused Philippe.
I used to love showing people that film, just to confuse them.
It was one of the first movies you showed me.
It's so good.
Just another few hours. Sleeping in is the best thing ever sometimes. Even though I had loads of essay work to do, I decided just to sleep a bit longer, and before I knew it, it was 11. I decided it would be okay to spare some more time away from work. It'll be okay. And then you'll end up doing a 36-hour stint in the studio again. Newcastle are the last English team in the finals of any European competition, which is quite amazing. It'll be a huge game tomorrow, and I will probably lose my mind watching it, but so is football. Unsympathetic and addictive. When we got back from the pub where Matt had been twitching from the effects of shingles. What? Is the shingles contagious?
There was a big breakout in uni. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're not meant to go to places like the pub, especially if you're still twitching.
He was, I wasn't.
Yeah, but he's gone to the pub and you're near him. I'm surprised you didn't catch it.
Nah, we were joking with him for ages, like, asking him if he had soul balls and stuff.
Oh. Shingles is like adult chickenpox, isn't it? But it's worse.
Yeah, it's not too pleasant.
No. I was just busy all day doing the essay, really, but the Newcastle game was always in the back of my mind. All week, I had doubted my team's chances. We were missing our key players when we needed them most. I think, above all else, the Marseille game was just a nice excuse to get out of the house. Myself and Matt went down to the Hadfield, shortly followed by Chris. Matt's shingles are getting worse. He's got a messy rash that is blistering in several blotches and is pretty minging, to be honest. Why is he still around you?
Yeah, there's a lot more savviness around social distancing.
Infection control.
Yeah.
Ugh, he doesn't have much luck with the major illnesses. This time last year, he had mumps. What is wrong with him? In the Hadfield, there was only a small crowd when we arrived, but more came towards kickoff. There was an impressive spread of black and white, and we all cheered away. There was also plenty of Marseille fans who took great heart as their team banged in 2 goals.
Didier Drogba, yeah.
Whilst poor Alan was marked out the game, I missed a whole calamity of poor refereeing decisions. I'm not blaming the ref for the loss. We sucked and they were the better team. Just seems a shame to have come all that way and fallen at the near last hurdle. I went home with a bit of a football hangover, knowing I had to finish the essay. I can't believe you've still not done that essay.
6 hours in today, and I'm confident I'll finish the essay in time for the 12 midday hand-in.
So it's literally in today at 12 o'clock, and for the past 3 days, you've been like, I've done 5 minutes of work. I deserve a break.
I was able to get a 3-hour kip in before I got everything printed off. I went down to the office. It was a beautiful day, and despite the fact I was very tired, I went home in need of sleep. I went via the studio to get some of my gear. Wing was there, who appears to be having some sort of nervous breakdown amidst successive hand-ins and future ones we are having of late. As I was saying to Neil on my way back, I really don't know how you can get yourself into such a poor frame of mind. Wings grades.
That's so judgmental.
Wings grades are fine, but he just doesn't have a clue how to chill the fuck out. And this evening I was going to go out, but I was too tired. And tomorrow it's Matt Forty's main drinking night as a part of his 21st. I love Mr. Nita, who was out tonight, but Rachel is out tomorrow, so I look forward to that.
Ooh, so many lady options, which are definitely all open and available to you.
I was left a little confused today, but not without some sort of sense of satisfaction. I missed about the house mostly, housework, food shopping, uninteresting. I was anticipating the night out to follow, and I was ready to leave hours before I actually did. It was Matt Forty's 21st night out, but the truth was I was looking forward to seeing Rach, there you go, as much as I was the night out itself. I was keen to walk down with her, but it was just me, Chris, and Chris, who made our way down to Vodka Revolution Bar. Rachel came down a bit later. Matt had lots of friends down who were nice, but it was Rachel I wanted to talk to. I've managed to squeeze that in a few times. When she arrived, it was great, but she had brought Matt a CD and a card, which I signed, and we went halfers on it. I'm not sure whether it's just my company she likes or if there's more. Ooh, speculating. I've persuaded her to go out on Monday to go CD shopping, and then we went to Kingdom in the evening, the club.
Did you tell her that you've got a CD player?
Nice.
That was a good one. But I'm just trying to think how you would flirt with this girl on you. Would you like to come back to my house because I've got a CD player?
Let's go buy some CDs.
It doesn't seem like the nicest date, but this was the 2000s, so maybe she's into it.
Maybe. Or into the CDs or into me.
Who knows?
I'd been waiting for it for 2 years, and just as the previous album had done, it blew me away. Killswitch Engage. I listened to the whole album in the Peace Gardens whilst waiting for the disposable camera. Do you remember them? I'd used
and Max Spielman, you could get him turned around in an hour. Every night time we'd go on a night out, it was part of our preparation for the night out, was going into Bury to go to Max Spielman and buy ourselves a disposable camera.
What could you tell? Was it like 35?
Something like that. Yeah. And you would take a picture, then you would have to twist the film around.
I remember the sound.
Yeah. And then you'd know when it was done because it just kept twisting and twisting.
Yeah. It's just the fact that you could never remember the photos that were being taken.
No.
And it did have a flash on it, didn't it? But it was so blinding.
Some of them did, yeah.
The film turned out good, the camera film. I was particularly keen to see those of myself and Rach, who I had decided not to pester to come into town. So I didn't ask her in town in the end. The other tasks I wanted to get done included further inquiries about airfares to Australia and continuing my CV work. Once back at uni, I did some CV improvements. Once I had exhausted my will to do...
So 10 minutes later...
Yeah. No patience whatsoever. I headed over to Bar 1 for the swimming and water polo team photo. Keep that photo in the back of your mind.
Okay. Matt has just come in pissed. Spelt P-I-S-T.
Pissed.
Press from ogling, also spelt orgolling.
Orgling.
Fresh from orgolling at Girlies in Spearmint Rhino. Spearmint Rhino, isn't that a strip bar?
Yeah.
And Chris is doing an all-nighter for some piece of work. If today showed me anything, it's that my life is gathering some serious pace.
What, from 0 to 1?
Look at you growing up. The meeting at 11 concerned the year out placement and the diploma course in year 5. Although I have as yet not guaranteed for neither, hopefully they will become a reality once I've sent my CV out and got some replies. I need 9 months experience, good experience. I was told by Dave Westlinger there's something like 16 months to get those 9 in if you plan to do year 5 as soon as possible. I continue to search for an airfare I can afford, and I have found it. It's 706 quid. That is quite a lot for early 2000s.
But it was an open return.
That's why it costs a lot, because our first flights to Australia, maybe our one-way flights were £600 each. Anyway, and it's from Manchester, to Kuala Lumpur to Brisbane. The ticket is a year-long return, and on the way back, I have the option to get free connecting flights all around Malaysia, so I will take advantage of that. Did you?
We shall see.
Spoiler alert, I don't think you did. I did work for most of the rest of the day with more CV improvement team. That all took me so long. I had no dinner before going swimming. I even stayed for water polo afterwards, which with cramp was painful, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. I worked well today, but I also had several other things needing doing. It was getting a lot of satisfaction from continually being occupied with my work. Oh, you're finally realising. And only felt anxious about it when I stopped for breaks.
I don't remember ever being like a really applied student, ever. But I do remember like trying to power on with work in the early part of high school, like to mid-high school. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I don't know, I was getting frustrated because there was too many disruptors. And then after that, I just don't remember getting into it that much.
I'm a serial procrastinator. I still am now. And I always say like, I work best under pressure, but I'm just a terrible procrastinator. Well, anywho, the tutorial went well and I was given lots to think about. Aside from work, there was a lot to complete on the Australian front, namely the passport renewal and the aeroplane tickets. I decided I would have Andy Clayton authenticate my photos for the passport renewal, just because he's a cool guy and I respect him professionally. And I said, what an honour for him.
Can I give you the privilege of signing my photograph?
What on earth?
Heads up my ass sometimes.
I decided to go with my initial idea for the plane tickets. I will go straight to Oz in August the 17th. There we go. We've got a date. But on the way back, I will take in the Malaysian delights Kuala Lumpur and Langkawi. It seems like ages away and it's really like 1.5 years. I do look forward to Australia though, and upon purchasing the tickets, I told everyone I could. I'm not one for keeping a secret. I even tell people about this diary, but I don't fear people reading it. It would be cool for lots of people to read it one day or for a TV adaptation to be made.
TV adaptation?
Of your diary. The TV adaptation would be someone sitting on the couch.
Covered in kebab.
Exactly. And then saying, I should do some work now.
Watching the right stuff.
Oh, no, I'm just going to go to sleep. I should do some work now. I'll just play Captain Wolfenstein.
I'll just watch some Neighbours.
Exactly. The most boring TV adaptation ever. I'm just happy I can stand up and say I'm living my life. Fuck the secluded life. Those one-town people are suckers. What does that even mean?
You know, the people that...
Oh, that live
grow
and
up
say,
and then they just never move out.
Yeah. No,
and there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I used to think that there was something wrong with them.
Yeah. Well, I think you just have a very narrow view on life. Just be like, and that's, again, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you haven't seen anything outside of and experienced anything outside of your hometown, that you've not like taken that risk of living somewhere else, then obviously, you know, you don't have like life experience.
Yeah, well, you want to be somewhere where you sort of understand what's going on. People know you. It's just like a comfort thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's a scary thing, isn't it? Moving somewhere new and not knowing anyone or what it's going to be, whereas there's a comfort of being in your hometown where you know the streets, you know the people, you know everything is. Quite how I managed to get through the day without falling asleep, I'll never know. The worst moment came when I was working on the computer in the afternoon. I really wanted to sleep, but I know if I did, it would be there and then. My face would have taken the inverse form of a keyboard. Despite this, I got a great deal done on the computer. I completed my CV and covering letter and proceeded to send it out to 5 of the Brisbane-based landscape architect firms I had identified through the Australian Landscape Institute webpage. Look at that! And now you're a member.
Yeah.
For some reason, though, I let Dad have a look at it too. Terrible idea.
Yeah.
He'll have just torn it apart. I'm looking forward to this. I sent him it because he'd offered to check it through. I just hope he doesn't do anything rash, like rehash and distribute it across a spectrum of employees he sees fit.
It's interesting that I'm presuming that he'll do that.
Well, it's obviously what he's been doing.
No, but I haven't lived with him for many years, and we've kept in touch, but yeah, why would I?
Because he's obviously expressed disdain for you being a landscape architect.
I don't think he has. I think, he's maybe like tried to point me in different directions and things.
That's what I mean. Subconsciously, I'm still getting these vibes that Matt is willing Rach and I together, but I don't know what to make of it at all at the moment. Are you ever going to make a move?
I don't know. I slacked off the tutorial I was due to have this morning, mainly due to the fact that I had no additional work to show. I know what I have to do. It's just finding the time to do it all. I found it tough to juggle many hand-ins all at once, and I can't say I liked it. I have 3 hand-ins in 1 week, beginning with the essay, then a planting plan, and finally the construction drawings. I decided to start the essay today. I had about an hour of... I spent about an hour in the geography library, then I went to bar 1 for lunch. So I've done 1 hour work. That's pretty lame. Then Costa came along, then Rach, then Ollie, and eventually there was a few tables in the full sun. Everyone got cooked for a good few hours, pints in hand. After that, I wasn't in a very good state to work. Me and Matt were discussing the multitude of benefits of that the couch has to offer. It's not just a seat, it's a bed, a snack,
A snack?
a cure, a piggy bank, a sex position. It is the second most important element of any lounge. The first would be the TV. I can vouch for that. Combined, TV and the couch are winners. On yet another warm day, I didn't spend much time in front of the TV or on the couch, but I spent much of the day soaking up the rays whilst attempting to do some of the planting work. I was pleased with myself through the amount of work I did and how well I applied myself. I finished my planting plan, I did my green roofs research, and some research for my essay. I met Rach unexpectedly at the geography library this Arvo. She has an essay to do too. But it was nice to have company, although I can't say I got much work done. Too busy talking. I fucking forgot the appointment. Shit. Getting an appointment in the first place is like extracting teeth. The reasons I have to go have been mounting up too. I need to work on which jobs to get for next year. Which jabs to get for next year.
Today sucked. I'm so sick of work now. And now that I have a cold again, my immune system is well shabby. What had been a sore throat then became a cough, which turned into the snots. It actually wasn't too bad, but I went swimming training and Tuesday club. But by 12:30, I was a mess. It hasn't come at a helpful time. I need to be working right now, but I did persevere for most of today. You are such a brave soldier. I was concentrating on the essay work, and that's definitely the worst assignment left. The rest is just creative, way more interesting. I was drinking in the interval beer garden this Arvo.
That'll cure everything.
There was me, Matt Costa, Ollie 4T, and Matt and Ollie's other housemates and Costa's girlfriend. I remember feeling like a bit of a loser upon realising amongst all the guys I was the only one without a girlfriend. There's something really wrong with that. I know what to do about it, I do, but I just seem to lack the confidence. I've been out of it for so long. Who was your previous girlfriend? Have you ever had it? I don't think you've had a girlfriend by this point. Not a proper one.
At that point, I think I did at the start of uni.
Like an actual girlfriend, though.
Yeah.
Not like a Christine on the bus.
No, it was someone back in Cramlington.
Okay. I was again full of a cold today. Mum rang the minute I woke. I must have sounded like death, very croaky. She had rung to tell me of her most recent trip to Edinburgh to check on Netta with Granny. Netta sounds even more balmy now. Mum had mentioned the Titanic somewhere in the conversation, and Netta asked Mum if she was on it. Need I say more? This cold isn't the worst I've ever had, but it did put me off doing work at times. Any excuse. Oh no, I've fallen and hurt my leg. I can't do work. Oh no, I've got a cold. I can't do work. Oh no, a seagull just ran into my window. I can't do work.
Manflu, it's the worst.
There's no excuses for not doing work because of Wolfenstein anymore, though. I completed it. Completed it, mate.
Well, that's something. I can put that on my CV. Completed Wolfenstein again.
You probably did put it on your CV. Hobbies. Completing Wolfenstein.
Completed, mate, innit?
Playing 12 hours of video games a day. Definitely a good thing. To be honest, I don't not want to work so badly I'll play the computer anymore. Sure, I'll get fed up with it, but that can surely be said for any task. Except fucking, maybe. But what do I know about that, right?
Well...
I can't believe you wrote that in your diary.
Well, I didn't think I was going to read it.
You did. You said back there you wanted it to be made into a TV series.
All right, let me read this as though I'm on a TV show.
No, it's like, this would be like a reality show like the Kardashians, where they'll just stop in the middle of a scene and look at the camera and say some like that like monologue, and then they'll come back to the scene.
You're going to do a fake laugh after I read each line.
Okay.
So doing a fake American accent.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't want to do work so badly that I'll play computer anymore. Sure, I'll get fed up with it, but at some point, surely I can surely be Oh, fuck me, I can't even read this.
You
It's too hard to do the accent and read it.
You did not get cast for the role of Mark Jackson in Badly Written Boy, the series.
I did.
You just failed your audition.
Please leave the office.
Mark Jackson does not get cast as Badly Written Boy.
It's too friggin' late.
I was secretly hoping Matt 40 might have spread the word about my illness and a flood of get well soon texts might have come in.
Really?
Unlikely, and as it turned out, it just imagine you checking your phone every
Where's my text messages?
Oh, what if I put it on silent? Oh no, just no messages.
Yeah.
Oh, was that a buzz I heard? No messages.
How would that sympathy message even look anyway? Like, we heard you have a cold.
Nobody cares when you're that age either.
Well, probably
And also, it was a cold. You didn't have
leukemia or something.
No. Today was crazy. It was the odd sock, but realising that the other would make me no more complete even if I did find it.
That's just
What is
such
this?
wank. Such wank.
Oh, this bit's good. I nearly shit my pants on 2 separate occasions.
Okay, here we go.
The first came when my room was terrorised by an enormous wasp. It came as a shock as it was the first attack of the season. My room is for one species and only a select few of those, so I snapped the bastard in half with the Coles catalogue.
You don't have Coles. Okay.
It's not like Australian Coles, clearly. The second experience of near browning was less eventful, but as the upstairs light bulb blew, my heart skipped a beat. It's not as exciting.
Well,
it's very dramatic.
Very dramatic. I don't think there's much going on in my life at the
No, I
moment.
don't think so. Upon a discussion with Anita on the lack of consideration of Rachel in the protection and sharing of project ideas, I suddenly became a lot less interested in both of them.
What do you mean I can't use you?
Like, you're so fickle. You're just insanely fickle. I mean, I had been more interested in Rachel, but I'm starting to dislike the lack of predictability, the bizarre anecdotes and bullshit she comes out with, and I get the impression Anita is a bit of a shit stirrer. Tut tut. I will continue to float in the absurdity of single culture. I haven't got a clue for how long, though.
My cold, which I had been enjoying referring to as Ebola, now has dwindled.
You're so dramatic.
Now it's dwindled in intensity to nothing more than a hacky cough. This is more problematic being asthmatic. So I was looking for some light relief. Cough strepsils were the answer. Riveting. But I could only find them in the second chemist I ventured to, upon realising that my deadline was...
You will have been so angry about that as well, that it wasn't available in the first chemist. The inconvenience to your day, which is normally so filled with so many thrilling things. Wow. You will have been
I was on foot,
so
on foot as well, no car.
Oh my goodness.
Upon realising that my deadline for my essay was a day earlier than the planting project, I decided to shift my focus. There was a handful of landscape students that had congregated in the corner of the geography library, a clear sign of the apparent strain we were all under. I did several hours of work on that, but I had a substantial lunch break. Once I had exhausted my will to write and read anymore, I went home with the intention of doing some more planting design work. England were playing cricket on the telly, and it suddenly became much more interesting, more so than the planting design at least. Last time I looked, I had done over 1,500 words. That's pretty good going, but I still have quite a bit to read and translate into references somehow. 23rd, the days are long, not as long as the nights, especially when you're working in front of a blurry computer screen. For hours and hours, I just sat there building up 3,000 words of genius. Optimistic. I was paranoid that the electricity was going to cut off or for my hard drive to collapse. It wouldn't have been the first time that thing had happened. It's one of the worst feelings in life, losing a piece of work that you've put all of your effort into. Well, I got the essay in on time. It's the beginning of a nasty week of hand-ins. Lack of sleep, bad dietary habits, all the characteristics of a long slog. I should be happy that in a week it's all going to be over. But the truth is, I know even after Friday, I'll have lots of sketchbook work still to do and rendering from previous projects. As soon as I'd handed in my essay I went home to begin the planting plan on an A1 sheet. I had no choice to stay up, but to stay up as long as was required to finish it. And as it turns out, that was an all-nighter. I've got pictures of the sunrise to prove it. The hand-in was at 11. I just had to get it done. But it was a reasonable effort. I put it together through the night, so that's pretty good. But I'm trashed now. I sacked in the construction work and played pool instead this afternoon, followed by 3 hours sleep, followed by TV, a visit to the pub, and then more sleep. It's interesting that I just find so much time for the pub.
You're a student. It's standard. I thought a good night's sleep might help the cause, but I felt no more refreshed for work than when I had gone to bed. By work, you're not talking about the co-op anymore, are you? You quit there.
Yeah, I have quit.
Must just mean like uni work.
Must be.
I didn't even get into uni till 11:30, and when I did, I was a flipping wreck. I have a load of bloody work to do, but as the day went on, I began to feel better. I spent several hours researching on the net. It was tedious, but there was quite a few people in the computer room, so I wasn't lonely. On the way home, my bag strap snapped, leaving me to carry everything under my arm. It pissed me off. I have no bags left now. I was hacked off when I got in the house, but it was even more so when I found there were no dishes. All I wanted was a fucking plate for my fucking curry, but no. Seems I'm the only one in the house with any time to do the dishes. What? That seems like the opposite to Mark now.
As students, I think I was a little bit more...
You're just so clean.
Yeah.
And so, what do you mean as a student you were more clean? It's meant to be the other way round.
Well, maybe it's just cleaner than the others. I don't know. Or maybe this is just a lie.
That is also possible. Hooray! I didn't forget to go to the University Health Service today. After doing some work, I headed down earlier than I needed, in fact. The docks was empty, so I got to see the nurse straight away. I got a blood test to make sure my kidney is fine and asthma renew and a vaccination for hepatitis A and typhoid.
Oh, that's because I was planning on going back via...
Yeah, that was in aid of my trip to Malaysia next year. I went back to the Arts Tower to do a little more research, and Rachel was there. We went for lunch over by the Octagon, which was nice. It's not often I get to be one-on-one with Rach. Ooh. Matt's normally about, and Anita. I worked from when I woke up till 5, but that's only half the story. When I eventually completed my design details, I headed down to stick the remainder of my work in uni. Disaster struck though. I'd forgotten one of my details. It was still on my desk at home. I rang, but nobody was home. Neil lent me his bike. Superb, I thought. However, it turned out to be older than me, and the back brake was broken. It didn't stop me from belting up and down the savage Crooksmoor Road at contrasting speeds. This will make a good episode.
Yeah.
On the TV. It was exhausting on the way up and almost suicidal on the way down. The rain spat in my eyes as the bike shuddered with fear imposed by the adjacent 40-foot bus. I gotta say, though, I gave those vehicles a run for their money. Once everything was handed in, we all went to Bar 1. Rach, Anita and Matt had all helped with the hand-in. I totally owe them. All I wanted to do was get drunk. And if you in Bar...
Final day of May. Today was promising to begin with, but ended up being a bit of an anticlimax. But that's kind of my own fault. It was looking like a sunny day, and combined with the fact that it was a bank holiday, I could only think of one thing to do: barbecue. I hurried myself along to Netto's for baps, burgers and beers to nibble, burn and consume. Getting cloudy, I wasted a whole load of phone credit in a vain attempt to tempt everyone to the barbecue. For all I tried, the response was never overwhelming. Let's just say I know who my real friends are. I got responses from everyone I expected: Ben, Tommy, Jimmy, Costa, and then a select few others. I also did manage to get Rach to come along. She was in the library but said she would come out later on. Tommy and Jimmy were around at 6, and after Matt and I had already consumed 6 quarter-pounders between us.
Jeez.
It was better when they came, but when Rach rang, I decided it would be a bad idea to come over with such a poor turnout, so I instead suggested a few bevies at the pub. She obliged, and we met at 9 next to the closed shop. I suddenly felt a great air of pressure around her, but I managed to relax after a pint. As great as things went, I still found myself talking too much shit and not enough chat up. The fear of rejection and loss of a friend only provokes me to think that this is a whole situation that could go badly.
At least you're trying. The fish swam away. What does that mean?
I'm trying to catch some interest and failing.
At least you're trying this time. I feel like you tried a bit more, getting her out one-on-one and actually talking to her.
Yeah.
Rather than just expecting it to read your mind.
We're almost at the end of the course. Almost.
Well, you said that was your last hand-in.
Yeah, well, there's into June,
Yeah. Did you do exams as part of landscape design?
No, it was all just master plans
Coursework.
and detailed design and
Yeah.
planting plans and stuff. So
Nearly at the end of your uni career. We've got a date for Australia. You've got a ticket, so you're actually going.
yeah, it's happening.
You really liked Anita and Rach, and then you decided they weren't as attractive as you thought they were, but then you got desperate again and you're back on it.
Yeah,
You tried to invite Rach out to go CD shopping.
ended up going to the pub, but didn't chat her up.
No.
No,
But you probably just danced flirtatiously from one side
I
of the
don't
room.
think I even did that. I think I had. That's what I say. I had 1 pint.
And of course, you drank too much. You ate too much. You spent too much time on the couch.
Yeah, not an eventful month, if I'm honest,
No.
but definitely like me to a T.
But you did need to get a lot of work done this month.
Yeah, and I kind of did.
Well, you handed everything in.
Yeah,
I quite enjoyed and we discovered that you wanted this to be read by thousands of people, and you also want a TV adaptation.
yeah.
Not that you're aiming high or anything.
No, what channel would it be on? Who would take that on?
Or it'd be a streamer.
Netflix.
It'd be a stan.
A Stan?
Yeah, it's not mainstream enough for Netflix.
Yeah.
It'd definitely be a stan.
You just have to get filmed in some obscure country with no-name actors.
Yeah.
Not me, because I can't act, evidently.
Well, we tried to do your audition and you failed.
Yeah, I tried to put on a phony American accent, and it backfired.
Do 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 do. I was trying to do a theme tune, but I just did the buttons. I was trying to do a theme tune.
That was like the Macca's jingle.
It was a Macca's jingle. I don't know where that came from. I was trying to do a theme tune to finish us off and send us out. I'm not good at making things up on the spot.
And that is the end of the episode. If you know anyone else with ears or eyes, anyone at all capable of communication, be it through interpretive dance or by other means, spread the badly written word. If you don't know anyone else, put some pants on, go outside, and before they can run away, tell them to click like, subscribe, and follow Badly Written Boy. We thank our dedicated listener base. Thanks, Matt.